episode 87 of The Altar. Tonight, we have Max, aka Encaparato, Yimra, aka Yimra, and myself, aka Based Heisenberg. Matt, aka Moonlit Matt, aka Grand Dragon Matt, is a little delayed this evening, but he will be with us momentarily. Apparently, he got some wood for the cross from Florida, and it's a little soggy, so it took a little bit of extra time to burn. So, clan meeting took a little bit of extra time, but he'll be with us momentarily.
Yeah, those Puerto Rican KKK guys, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, gentlemen, do we want to start with Greta Thunberg blowing up Nordstream 2 pipeline, or do we want to talk
I
about
thought it was
Florida first?
the Polish Navy SEALs.
No, that was Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg is
Based.
a Polish Navy SEAL.
Based. Wow, Greta getting real base lately. She's going for eco-terrorism. Kind of a good redemption arc.
I mean, it's funny for sure. So I
Oh,
guess we'll start with.
you.
I guess we'll start with that. So yeah,
Wait,
for those of you who
can I read the episode title in my German boy voice?
yes, go of course. Yes, episode 87.
Mein Gott, this gas pipe is full of Bluntsmoken.
Thank you, Max. So yes, for those of you who don't know, the Nord Stream 2 pipeline was sabotaged. Germany confirmed conducting several tests using equipment probably not made by Nazis. That it was definitely like 500 pounds of TNT or something was used on the pipe and blew it open.
Comedically, they just had like those little strings of dynamite, like an old time.
Exactly.
Investor.
Yeah. So
there's
and of course you know that
mustache
shit.
hoping for Article 5.
There's
I'm gonna laugh when it's just some fucking like Estonian or like Finnish dude who was just like poaching fish with fucking dynamite.
Literally, like it was a complete accident. Like some dudes
Yeah,
in a
like,
bar somewhere. The
instead of, like,
the dude's like, dude, you gotta come forward and say it was you, or they're gonna invade, man. And he's just like, bro, I was just trying to catch fish, man. Like it's bullshit.
Yeah, do you know how much dead mermaid pussy I got by trawling?
Oh, speaking of which,
ocean?
So we need to talk about the fact that Disney recently announced that they're going to make Ariel black in the new Little Mermaid movie, and it seems like undersea crime has spiked by a lot. So I'm sure there's no correlation between that, but you know, we are coincidence enthusiasts here. So
didn't somebody make a post about how like they're mermaids and it's fantasy, so it doesn't matter. Let's look at this cartoon from the 90s where Ariel meets an African American mermaid from the Côte d'Ivoire, and you're like, they're not American, they're just African, right?
Yeah,
unless this mermaid was enslaved and then brought back to Africa at some point.
Yeah, everyone gets too worked up about a company they don't care about for a movie they don't watch or never would watch, in which they're doing the thing in which most of the people who are going to watch anyways are going to like. Should probably grow up, personally.
Probably.
Seeing mile-long posts about it, though, fucking made ballistic. I don't want to watch some faggot try to be like, there's a black woman in a Disney movie?
Well, here I am, sitting in my truck. I wonder what American Patriot 1776 would have to say about this.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. But let's get real. Like, it's fucking Disney. It's for either 8-year-old girls or developmentally delayed 30-year-olds.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not for you, so why should you care? It's like, oh, it's something stupid bullshit. It's like, nah, just like, who's those fucking like 3 or 4 people like feminism is a hate movement, and like that one other person with the fucking like animated profile picture or whatever is like, just they're like that
weird contrarian thing where it's like, oh, actually women do this thing. It's like, bro,
I haven't been able to make a post in like the last month without one of those dudes just fucking finding it and wanting to pick a fight with me, dude. Like,
and they're like, straw man. It's like, bro,
not sequitur, filibuster, bird law.
It's like just
it's just the diaper fetishist like conservatives.
No. These are like there's like a handful of them that are just like they were the guys in like 2016 who were like anti-feminist, like that was their thing. They're like, but I still respect women.
Anti-SJWs, like, sir, you're being
like that was their whole thing. But now, no, sir, exactly. Those like, sir, you're being mocked. Like that whole squad of people, And I'm sure, like, maybe in the end of the day, they're probably not like terrible people as human beings overall. Maybe. I don't give a shit though, because every post where it's like, well, actually, here's a long thing that I'm not going to read. At that point, not only you're wrong, I don't care, and I hope you take a gun and kill yourself.
All of my dumbass posts recently, like the arguments they've degraded into, it's like I don't have the patience to actually debate theory with anyone anymore, so I just go straight to like, I literally just go straight to like, yeah, well,
No, they just get worked up over shit, and they don't have any social life. Clearly, like
exactly, like that's the thing. Like I'm arguing with people who don't go outside, and not only do I touch
like
grass,
yeah,
on a daily
I
basis-
maybe
Walk outside,
Like, bro, I'd be outside petting my
take yourself
puppy.
out for a fucking soft serve cone. Like, do some
Literally,
shit with
fucking-
your life. Yeah.
like
Please-
walk to the
please
gas
talk
station,
to
get
women.
a Gatorade, talk to the cashier, and just go back home. That's it. That's step one. That's
Yeah,
all you
no.
have to do
If
for
your
the day.
focus is on
like feminism or like the like race or gender issues.
You're probably
Stop.
Yeah.
One, stop. Two, understanding race from the extremely American-centric like viewpoint is fucking retarded and actually a danger to actual serious racial discussions, I think, in every shape and form, because what everything's bringing to an economy that is yet again an American-centric view, you're fucking boring, stupid, and incompetent, and don't understand the actual larger issues at hand, because you just want to look right and smart because it makes you feel good. Which, hey, listen, everyone likes
It feels
validation.
good, man. It feels good, man.
No, I get it. You want to feel
It feels
smart
good,
and
man,
validated.
incorporated.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Your basic understanding and this whole viewpoint where you can't listen to other people's sides is actually a danger to the larger conversation about any subject matter that you take
Well,
in part.
listen, if people aren't on the same side as me, it's obviously because they're fake and gay. So if they were on the same side of me, then I would bother to listen to it because I know it would be correct. Since it's not correct,
It's
they're
even
fake and
worse when
gay,
people are on
there's
your
no reason
like.
to listen to it.
The worst part is when people are like on your side, and it's like I just fucking hate some of these people because they're like they're just awful people, or like they're on your side for like the wrong reason. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm like starting to like have no sides. I'm lone wolf and I'm Sigma Alpha male over here,
Which
and by that
Sigma-
I mean I'm autistic.
yes,
Sigma male is just autism. I
can't,
realized
like,
that today.
I wonder what the
Oh,
next.
like the fucking like the meme where it's like the Last Supper, but it's like Ragnar and Scarface and
It's like Tony Soprano
Walt.
and like Ray Liotta and like all like the cool dude like characters.
God. It's like, how are you a boomer when you're not actually a boomer, dude? Like, that's not.
All
You're
I'm
try-
saying, it's a very basic thing to open your mind up to other perspectives. It really isn't that hard. It takes a slight bit of effort. I'm not gonna lie, but
Again,
don't
but
be a
why
fucking
would I
faggot
do
about it.
that when my perspective is clearly the best and most correct?
Hey, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm getting some sweet notifications on PlayStation right now, guys, because
Word.
I've been getting pretty good at gaming. I'll say it right now,
Oh, word, are you a gamer?
bro. I'm a fucking MLG gamer. I got
Do you
Gamer
have-
Boy Piss ready to
do you-
sell.
Do you have gamer moments? Will you say
I
the
can-
N-word
I can
for us
offici-
right now?
No.
Come on, man.
I
said it on the
find saying the
podcast.
N word in a game chat is for cowards. It's too weak. It's too boring. It's too easy. You
No,
need to
it's
challenge yourself.
actually it's
No,
only
too
the
easy.
case if it's not an Xbox. If it's PS4 or PC, yeah, you're a coward. If it's Xbox, it's just culture. Like
It's just
sorry.
it's just not. It's no. You're not putting any effort in. You gotta you gotta
you
use
don't
your
need
brain a little
to put
bit.
effort, and that's the beauty of it. That's why the word was invented, because you don't have to use effort. Like it's just very easy.
Boring. It's just too boring. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
no, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Anyways, Nordstream, blown
Yeah,
up by the
Nordstream.
Polish.
Blown up by the Polish. Oh yeah, so blown up by the Polish, and didn't the U.S. just pass an aid package for Poland within the past couple of days? I think that happened, wasn't it? Somewhere
I
a couple
feel like
$100
that-
million.
I mean, we've
Let's,
always been we've
let's
always
look
been
that up.
helping out Poland and some other Eastern European countries, so it's not too shocking.
Let's see
See,
here.
I'm a big fan of either. There's like three ways a conspiracy can go. Is it just kind of happened that way accidentally, and the timing is just too
Well,
good.
Wait, what's
Or-
what's
wait,
the
I got two more.
fucking? Okay.
I got some
So-
more. Or okay, go ahead.
No, just real quick. As of 12 hours ago, notes from Poland.com, U.S. Congress approves $289 million in military financing for Poland.
Nice.
See, that's that's almost too. That's almost like too perfect of timing.
It's like
you know what I mean?
it's just
Too
a
perfect.
coincidence. Clearly, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, but when a major event happens, three things are usually happening. One, it just kind of fucking happened, and there's really nothing behind it. Two, it's either a false flag or something was intentionally done. Or three, something happened on its own naturally, and then someone is now going to take advantage of said situation through propaganda and or adding more aid to something. Like for example, with the Iran thing right now, which is more of where I think it's probably the third one where this thing actually happened, and then now there is more push of propaganda. I don't think there's any like CIA dudes or anything like that going on, but it's probably more of a third where it's just propaganda stuff. Because like,
So
Iran's, all that kind of stuff.
I would actually be willing to blame the issues in Iran right now. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but like I did some research on just like protests in Iran. No, not the drones. Like yes, the drones, providing drones to Russia and Russia using them in Ukraine. That's one thing. However, I was looking up protests in Russia, and like there's actually like there's a solid Wikipedia entry about like a period of protests in Russia starting in 2017 and going until like now. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Ben?
Oh shit!
Here.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Guest star.
So, you guys talked about this Nordstream.
A little bit.
We'll go back to Nordstream. Let's go back to it.
Real quick. 'Cause I only got a couple minutes, not to go back to making babies.
Word.
But it was Nordstream stuff.
How was the clan meeting?
You mean Patriot Front?
Yes.
Stormfront.
Really good.
Okay.
Stormfront. So, anyways, no. So we have the Nordstream losing pressure. All right, sabotage. All right, but just a month ago, Little Mermaid trailers drops Black Ariel. You think it's a coincidence? Not even a month's gone by, and a mermaid wrecked the Nord Stream pipeline. I'm just saying. I mean,
Right off the coast of Denmark.
If you've been reading the Q post on this, you would know it's True's day. This is what's going on right now.
Didn't Trump mention something on Gab about this?
On Truth Social. Yeah, I actually got the post right here. Hold on.
I feel like you're just making up words now, but these are definitely real, right? Like True Social.
Truth Social is
all of
Trump's
these words.
social media site.
All of these words are in the Bible. Fucking queer.
You don't understand. No, what Trump said. Actually, Trump said I basically copied it verbatim what he said in Truth Social. He was like, I'm gonna try to do my Trump impression. So let me get this straight. Disney makes a black mermaid that's supposed to be white. Many such cases, and then Nord Stream gets destroyed. Coincidence? I think not. I thank you, President Trump. All right, Patriots. That's all I
Black
have
Mermaid.
That's all I have.
Just Trump freaking out about like literally anything going on right now. Just funny in my head.
I love how he did the Trump impression as American Patriot 1776. That was fucking good.
I was trying to do a Trump impression. It just sounds like a slightly like.
I can't like
crazy
you'll
Brooklyn
appreciate
Jewish
this
guy.
reference. I literally can't do a Trump impression without it turning into Billy Fusillo. Like it's impossible for me.
That's your across the bear, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I guess, dude, it's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
So I guess the other topic we should talk about is the huge amount of water, which is a lot. One of the wettest hurricanes we've had in terms of water hit Florida recently, Hurricane Ian. Friends of the show, Chase and Lauren, who will not go named on Tumblr because they probably don't want to be, are in Tampa right now, and apparently not doing so well. Like they're alive.
Honestly,
but...
if they want to call in for 5 seconds, like
yeah, word.
that'd
If
be
you
cool,
guys,
but-
if you even know or watch this podcast, like you're probably busy. I don't know, bailing water out of your house. But if you're not and you want to,
grilling soup on
rioters.
your propane grill outside because there's no electricity.
oh hell yeah, that's well, you
Grilling
know, if
hot dogs on a radiator of a truck that was
that is
turned over.
so romantic. I can't even begin to describe how romantic that is.
The wettest we've ever had. Okay.
In terms of water.
In terms of water.
I'm trying to imagine other implications of wet that
Liquid
Trump
like.
could be referring
Well,
to.
Well,
Getting peed on
to
in
be
the shower
clear,
is one of them. I love getting
Chase
peed on in
and
the shower.
Lauren. To be fair, Chase and Lauren aren't married yet, so they clearly do not have sex out of wedlock.
They do not
so
have premarital sex. That'd be
they
disgusting.
do not. That
okay.
would be, yeah. So they clearly
All
do
right.
not. So clearly, what we're talking about here is the type of
Over
gyms
the
in
hand,
Florida, whether
over,
they're
over the
wet or
pants,
creepy.
hand jobs.
So, what do you think right now, guys? Do you think there are more gyms in Florida that are wet or creepy?
Probably creepy.
Creepy?
See, I go to
Gyms?
I do
Like
Gyms,
like
yeah.
a place to work out?
Yeah,
a
like is this,
gymnasium?
like if you go to a gym and you're like, "Hey, is this gym wet or creepy?" Like, what would the
I think
person
it'd be
working
more
there tell you?
creepy because it'd be already wet. That's a default of everywhere, so I don't think we
True.
can count wet as much.
See,
So
I would
everything would just
say
be creepy.
no. I would say like even though they may be creepy, they're probably mostly wet. In Florida, at least, they're wet gyms. Creepy gyms, like you got to go a little farther north, maybe west for that.
Oh, I thought we were talking
Gyms
about
in
like the
Florida
gyms
definitely
down
wet.
there right now. Or you mean in general?
I mean, what's the problem with some water resistance training, right? Right?
I
Like,
mean,
like
true.
you're on the treadmill and
I wanna worry about having to get a tetanus
Putting-
shot every time I go to a gym, anyways. I want my immune system to try to fight as my blood literally rusts.
But that's not the only injection you get when you go to the gym.
Yeah,
You got-
You're on
Dynaball,
steroids.
SARMs.
Yep.
Yeah,
Dynaball, SARMs, TRT, a little
some
bit of
Winstrol?
some bull shock testosterone,
Some ginseng for good measure.
horse trank. Trying to think what else. Bear piss.
Quaaludes.
No, I just take
I
Ambien and
thought, like-
Benadryl.
Wow, word.
Like the bear piss is like something you huff, like right before you're doing the weights or whatever.
You know, listen, how I take my disgusting and strange choices of narcotics is up to fucking me. So I don't know why you're trying to come in here and like try to gaslight me on how to enjoy my piss.
Do you engage in
This is
Grussie
a-
before or after a workout?
No, I gotta do it after because I need the motivation. I'm thinking, every time I'm doing a rep, I'm like one more for that Grussie. I want to be weak. I want to be barely able to even put up any kind of a fight. I want to have a difficulty. I want to be crying because my arms hurt so much from trying just to fight back against Grussie. That is. Grimace.
I mean, have you ever prolapsed onto Grussie?
No. I don't do that. See, Grimace is not a big fan of the strap-on usage, and Grimace does have a very nice, soft, wet like velvet fucking vagine. Okay, it's one of the best you'll ever have.
I am not
Okay,
nearly
you know?
drunk enough for this.
I'm
It's-
gonna pour
it's-
myself another drink after hearing that.
It's like a sleeper hole with a
Truth of
wet
words.
glove on.
like those like ones they have, like those gloves you see on like people who do like hazmat shit. You know, like all the way up to the arm. It's like one of those, but wet and a chokehold on your neck, but instead it's on your pishkadal, your pekapakola.
My God. Oh mein Gott. Well,
Oh my god.
this Grussie is full of blunt smoking. Oh man.
Oh man. It's just so sad, the lighting. It looks like this should be a depression ad, or there's like a live feed before like a SWAT team comes into his house, but instead
It's the Hamburglar, and he usually just bends him over right in front of that fucking stove, and we don't hear the audio. It's like one of those
Oh,
dramatic
we would get
scenes.
the
There's no
audio. We
audio.
wouldn't see anything. We just hear like 20 minutes of.
Oh no. I want to be dramatic, so I want no audio. Like like where the audio just cuts out halfway through a scream, but you still see the visuals. I want that, but I want like a moan cut off, and then you just know
God.
like it hurts so good. The Hamburglar is just getting those
Do you
cheeks,
think?
those two
What do you
buns.
think the Hamburglar produces? Do you think he produces normal stuff? Do you think he does like the
He-
secret sauce?
I think no, he's just a con man piece of shit. He's just a felon. So like he's just a
Okay.
regular guy whose specialty is like food related crimes and rape, I guess, in this case. Hamburglar should probably have what accent would the Hamburglar have? I feel like just a piece of shit accent. Or what if he was like from Wisconsin?
Like
Probably.
you betcha.
Oh yeah. Whoop.
Oh, I love
Oh,
the
there, bud.
Packers game. I'm gonna pack my fucking cock in your ass.
Mm.
You got two
Da,
nice
Big
buns
Mac.
there. I'm gonna put my fucking meat right
Oh,
there.
you got some nice buns there, buddy. Yeah.
I'm gonna put all kinds of mayo sauce right up your rectum there, pal.
I'm gonna get a large pop. I'm gonna get some buns. I'm gonna slide my meat right in between them.
After I finish inside you, I want to make you come right after so you get a good cry out. I want you weak.
Oh Jesus.
the
Oh Jesus.
amount of therapy I probably require.
No, you don't need therapy. You just need to ball till you fall, bro. You're good.
I need a what?
You need to ball till you fall.
That sounds like testicular cancer.
Exactly. Yeah, you
Do we have any
ball till you
comments that are
fall.
funny? Rusty confirmed for wetter than a drive-through car wash, bro.
Oh boy.
That's a good one.
That is a
Hamburger
good
in the
one.
McDonald's show had a weird accent.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
did.
know what I don't. That's before my time. When like any of those McDonald's shows were a thing, which is probably for the best because I have my own problems sexually. I wouldn't want them to be any weirder or worse than they already are. I don't think that would probably help me. I think then my grimace thing would be unironic at that point. But then I'd be into heavy set people.
Mm. Well,
Nah, I'm good. I think I would have
Yeah.
killed myself.
welcome back.
Okay, what I miss?
We were
So
just
we
going
talked
over
about the Hamburglar.
yeah.
He would have like a
Hamburglar.
Wisconsin accent. We talked about you getting sexually assaulted by him.
It's mostly Yimra.
By what? By Grussie?
Getting by the
Hamburglar.
Hamburglar.
Like, oh,
He would have like a Wisconsin accent. He sound like he's from Fargo. He'd bend you over that fucking stove over there,
Fargo's in
Like-
North Dakota, okay?
and then he's gonna spray. I'm gonna spread your cheeks and put my fucking meat right in there. Put them right between the buns right there and give you that mayo.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna fucking ruin you.
Oh my god.
if anyone on the floors below me can hear this,
They can hear everything. They're contacting the men in white coats right now.
they're putting like one of those like fucking listening devices against the ceiling.
Yeah, about to say there's a SWAT team outside your house right now. I hope you're ready.
There's one of those like guys with like the NFL like cope like remote listening like cup things
Yeah.
with the headphones on,
With,
like
the
pointed at your
megaphone,
window.
Like, takes it, yeah.
It's like a referee standing outside Yimmer's
Just,
house.
someone has to put on Freebird so I can go out in style.
Ugh,
Sorry, officer, but
Freebird.
Freebird was playing, so I
You're
have to now.
such a boomer, Freebird. Oh my god.
It's a great fucking song. The amount of times.
What would be the Gen
Much.
X and or millennial song to
Gen X
what
would
song has-
probably.
like fuck
Could
the
you-
police or
No. No. Whoa. Freebird.
Probably
is the whole
something
thing about
like- Oh Jesus.
well, think about it because the whole song
Alice
is
in
built up
Chains
to,
song,
like,
Rooster.
oh, that's still a few years behind me, guy. I guess that would be millennial.
I mean, I'd be down with Rooster, but like yeah,
The whole thing is about a build up to have like this big like crazy vibe to it, you know. So what would that be? Any music aficionados, if you can find us a more modern equivalent of a Freebird like song that has a build-up,
Stranglehold.
I don't know that one.
ooh,
Bodies hit the
okay.
floor, I
Got
guess.
you in a
Gen X thing.
stranglehold, baby.
I want to say bodies hit the floor, but I think that's like it's too early on before. It
No,
starts
that'd be
going
more
off.
millennial. I think bodies
Yeah,
at the
and
floor
it doesn't.
would be more millennial.
It's too quick.
I feel like a Tame Impala song would work.
Mm.
Like
Oh,
fucking
okay.
like Let It
Yeah.
Happen.
Oh, you know what?
Mm.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Okay, I'll take that. No, that's a
Officer,
good-
Let It Happen was playing. Like the breakdown to Let It Happen was playing. So I fucking just
Can
had
you imagine like what Gen Z is going to be like? Sorry, officer, I was listening to Hey There, Delilah, and just had to floor it. So.
Okay, to be fair, I will
to.
say.
Oh wait, have I sent you
Firefly-
guys the fucking Sean Barrett cover of Hey There Delilah?
No.
No.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's
Oh wait, Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit or Mr. Brightside. Ooh. Okay,
Ooh.
so Gen X
Okay,
is
different vibes, but the idea is still there. of, like, a
Mr.
build-up to,
Brightside.
like,
So here's the thing, Mr. Brightside, I feel like is also decidedly millennial. I feel like it's a little bit too late to
Yeah.
be Gen X.
yeah.
Smells Like Teen
Well, no,
Spirit
it's
though.
either or.
Yes, absolutely smells like Teen Spirit.
Because for me,
yes.
yet again, it's the big build up, and then the last part is that big release of like. To be fair, my big one right now is sports.
Wait, it'd be
by Viagra
Don't Stop.
Boys.
It clearly be Don't Stop Believing for Gen X. Actually, Journey for sure. Like.
It's not as.
Or
dope, though.
like JC said, Gen X, also Bon Jovi's "Living on a Prayer," also valid.
These are just boomer songs again. We're just going back to boomer songs.
No, that's
Okay.
Gen X.
This only has 900 views on YouTube, so I feel like it's appropriate for us to play it. Let me post
Okay.
it in the
So you can
group
in the
chat.
group
fucking
chat.
gay shit. Homosexuals nonsense.
It's absolutely fucking gold.
I miss crack.
Do you really?
Wait, okay,
yeah.
if I share screen?
You
Sure,
should be
just
able to. The audio should work just fine with it.
It'll
Make
be
the audio
fine,
isn't
yeah.
too fucking loud on your end. On the actual audio, like the sharing part of the audio, not the actual video itself.
Like in New York City or 1,000 miles away. And girl, tonight I miss them titties, yes I do. I really like to see your boobs. Send some news.
God.
Hey there, Delilah, you're so hot, so here's a dick pic. I'm so horny and I'm lonely, but I know just what can fix it. Bless my eyes.
Just gotta zoom it in.
I'll never show another guy. Okay, I lied.
What a piece of shit.
Wow.
Wow,
Excellent.
that is disgusting. That man should consider a lot of things for his health.
Yeah.
Getting some
like,
sun.
Yeah, sun would be good.
The hair could
I'm
stay.
sorry, but the lyrics are perfect and like
They
the
are.
singing's perfect and everything like that, and
And
it is.
So this would actually be a good time, Max, since you played a video. Let me see if I rigged Streamlabs correctly.
Is it my favorite video
You
of
bet
all
it
time
is.
as of
So
late?
so if this works, we'll be playing this in 3, 2, 1.
iPhone user C-13R9. Let's begin. Ready? Yes, sir. In a black subfeed, I began to scroll. An app with LARP cringe within LARP cringe within LARP cringe within one big chungus. Fuck off, iPhone ear. And standing amongst the simps, a tubby white e-girl. LARP. LARP. Do you have a fringe political ideology? LARP. LARP. Do your subs call you LARP? LARP. LARP. Do you want to cause society to collapse so you can go and prim mode? LARP. LARP. Cringe. Cringe. What's it like to have your gift caption stolen by Reddit? Cringe. Cringe. Does it make you mad, upset, pissed? Cringe. Cringe. Have you ever seen someone post cringe? Cringe. Cringe. Have you ever posted cringe? Cringe. What's it like not to have a QT Tomboy Aryan GF? Cringe. Cringe. Do you feel like your profile is cringe? Cringe. Cringe. Within LARP cringe. Within LARP cringe. Why don't you say that 3 times? Within LARP cringe. Within LARP cringe. Within LARP cringe. Within LARP cringe. We're done. Constant C. You can pick up your repub. Thank you, Chef.
Stupid. Oh my fucking god, I forgot to turn the audio back on.
Just you said audio hiccups. You really actually caused an audio hiccup by saying that you fucking cunt. Is it on now?
It's on now. It's
great. Awesome. Sick. Thanks. Anyways,
Love it.
just do the share screen of the
welcome to the altar. We're friends here.
just share screen the short version of it.
All right, let's try this again. Oh my god, Jesus. Sorry, y'all. I was the. Here's your elbows. Here's your elbows.
I'll do it live on camera. I don't give a shit no more.
Guys, listen. I'm the diversity hire technically, so I'm real sorry. Hold on, let me try
Nothing
this.
matters anymore.
Hey, as far as diversity goes, I think the Scandinavian is the most rare of all breeds here.
You hear all that sounds we had there for a minute? You heard that? Just think on it, okay? We didn't say a word for like 5 seconds there. That's pretty hard for me.
iPhone user C-13R9. Let's begin. Ready? Yes, sir.
Can you guys see it?
Yep.
In a black subfeed, I began to scroll.
It's coming in.
It's probably a very
Almost there.
bad
App with
quality.
LARP cringe, within LARP cringe, within LARP cringe, within one big chungus. Fuck off, iPhone ear.
Wait.
And standing
Okay,
amongst
you
the
make a
Simps,
post
a
about Joe
tubby white
Biden.
e-girl.
I'm going to bomb it.
LARP.
With explosives in real
LARP. Do you
life.
have a fringe political ideology? LARP. LARP. Do your subs
Quote
call you
me on
LARP?
that.
LARP. LARP.
Yes,
You want
but
to cause
like I
society
said, I
to
don't
collapse so
have-
you can go and prim
Oh
mode.
wow, Blade
LARP.
Runner
LARP.
2049
Cringe.
took place in
Cringe.
2019.
What's it like to have your gift caption
What?
stolen by Reddit? Cringe. Gift caption stolen by
just-
Reddit.
yeah,
Cringe.
alright.
Cringe.
I
Does it
forgot
make
to
you
hit
mad,
the stream,
upset,
so I
pissed?
wasn't watching the
Cringe.
stream.
Cringe. Have you ever seen
Cringe.
someone post cringe?
I can't
Cringe.
actually even tell if
Cringe.
anybody's hearing
Have
the
you ever
audio right
posted
now. Cringe.
Cringe. What's it like not to have a QT tomboy
Okay,
area
yeah, there they
GF?
go.
Cringe. Cringe. Do you feel like your profile
Cringe.
is cringe? Cringe. Cringe. Within LARP, cringe. Within LARP, cringe. Why don't you say that 3 times? Within LARP, cringe. Within LARP, cringe. Within LARP,
Within LARP,
cringe.
cringe.
Within LARP, cringe.
LARP cringe.
We're done. Constant C. You can pick up your repub. Thank you, Chef.
God. Hope you all enjoy that video becoming a regular piece of our podcast because we got to fill time with something.
Okay, so just out loud here, thinking about show topics. We had a hurricane. We have a massive pipeline bursting in the Baltic Sea, and we have
Iran. We went over all of them. They're done now. We're good.
Well, but have we thought about China yet?
Who cares
China.
anymore?
Gold.
Who cares anymore?
What would you like to talk about in regards to China, Max?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Their car industry is getting better. That's about it. They're doing
really?
pretty good. Yeah, no, they have a couple of car companies that may end up coming to the U.S. in the next 5 or so years. I don't know if the legislation is getting worked up on it just yet, but they are planning to do
I
that.
can't imagine that even under a Democrat or
Yeah, it's the
regime.
legit. Yeah, that might be the problem. Where it's like, oh, we're taking American jobs. Like, most of the car parts, the car's not made in China. Most of your parts are made in China, so it's
or
like
Mexico, but yeah.
Or yeah, there's Mexico, Canada.
I mean, if
And
you
there are-
look at the average wage in China, it's about the same as Mexico right now, and the transportation cost is cheaper from Mexico than it is to China now. So it's like Ford, Toyota are all going to shift their manufacturing there. It's not like
Well, yeah, I mean, the irony is that, for example, most of your American car companies are made usually their cars are generally made in Mexico and or Canada. Meanwhile, you have your Toyota, Kia, Hyundai, and a few other brands. They have a lot of factories in the U.S. because they know it makes more sense to just have them there for that market.
they're assembly plants. They're not really factories. They don't make stuff there. They're just kind of
They put it together.
They put the whole car together. But still, that being said, same
Just
thing
because-
for American car companies,
Just because you can put together a Lego factory, a Lego kit doesn't make you a producer of Lego kits. You just put the kits together.
That being said,
Right. It's like have you watched the fucking TFB just did a video on Zastava has their American wing and
Mhm.
what they do to the AKs that they import from Serbia in, and you're just like, all of this is so fucking pointless. Like, like they could have just done this from the factory, but they make a rifle and then they remake a rifle so that they can sell it in a legal configuration in the U.S.
Mm.
And it's
So it makes
absolutely
them money, right?
well, yeah. I mean, what it is about getting American jobs somewhere in some state, right?
It's also getting
So-
around import bans, which may or may not affect them.
No, it's totally about getting around the import bans. But
Yeah.
in effect, the import ban, because there's no domestic assault weapon ban, means that they can import a 90% complete rifle and then process it domestically into a, a so-called assault weapon. But because it has X number of American parts and was assembled in America, it's it can skirt the 92 to
So what I'm hearing is it works out for everybody technically.
Hmm.
Just through making
it
things
would-
slightly more
I think-
expensive for the consumer.
But think about it. A Serbian AK should be $600, not $1,100.
This is
right?
very true.
I don't buy AKs.
Okay, so
That's
as,
because you
as
can't.
I can still buy
AK
an AK.
aficionados between Ben and I, like, yeah, like, no, a Serbian or Bulgarian or Romanian or even a Russian AK should be under $1,000. It's
Pretty
not.
much, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like-
that's kind of the idea of them. I mean, they're supposed to be like.
See, I would make the argument though that like a good milled receiver AK should, I would say like 1,000 to 1,200.
Well, I guess we're talking about
to
like
be
the
fair.
average one, the average AK.
Like stamped receivers, and if you're paying any more than
On- on the-
$800
on
for
the
a stamped
consumer-
receiver,
on
it's
the
not a good
general
deal.
Consumer market, say your general AK. Yeah, I mean, for any like, like at least for me, like in my head, like outside of like precision weapons, like $800 to $1,200 sounds pretty reasonable for most like rifle or ARs, assault rifle. Not
Well,
actual
right,
assault
but
rifles,
the thing
Mm.
is, like, you can get a sub-minute AR, like a Smith and Wesson or a Springfield,
Mhm.
like, or not sub-minute, but like a minute of angle AR for
Sub
about
MOA.
$1,000.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't, not a Springfield. Springfield, no, absolutely not. Smith and Wesson, yes, they're decent. My first AR-15 was an M&P 15, and it was fantastic. Springfield, no. No.
Right, so maybe I was off on the second brand, but Smith and Wesson makes a nice rifle.
Smith and Wesson, BCM, good entries. Aero precision
Well,
stuff,
these-
usually.
BCM makes it's a little bit above entry level, right?
Used to be, yes. Post COVID, they haven't been as good. I have a buddy who's a gunsmith, and he does tests on builds and like fully like branded rifles people send in, and like BCM and, if you can believe it, Triarch are actually, well, BCM is better than Triarch at this point when it comes to AR-15s. Triarch
I
and
don't
like
know that
Any
brand.
company to finally make some guns. But
Triarch, and so Triarch handguns and another brand, Wilson Combat handguns, are like several thousands of dollars. They're very high-end, expensive handguns. Their AR-15s, nope. However much you're paying for it, it's too much.
Wilson handguns are like very feature rich, like
Oh yeah.
optimized
No, so like
weapons.
Wilson Combat is probably second only to like Nighthawk in terms of price, and Nighthawks are like, a good Nighthawk is probably like 5K. So
Right,
Wilson
like,
Combat,
they make like a Beretta, because like it's like first you buy the gun and then they like basically destroy the entire gun to make an entire new gun that's basically the same gun you had before, but has like all these nice things that you would like for the original manufacturer to have just done in the first place.
pretty
So,
much.
For
I
Wilson.
mean, $5,000. Like at that point, like bro, you better start engraving that shit. It better have like my dick fingerprint on the fucking side of it.
You know,
$5,000.
An engraving offers you no tactical advantage whatsoever, unless you plan on auctioning it off as a
Like,
collector's item.
honestly, like as a
drip. It's about the
sporting
drip.
as a sporting item, like yeah, why don't we have more fucking engraving on shit these days?
I'm gonna make sure I'll do. You know, even if I have a Glock, I'll make sure to have like the printing of like the plastic being engraved style or something. Just cause, you know what? If you're gonna put money in something, use it all the time and love it to death. Might as well give it a little bit of a drip.
Well,
know?
I mean, for my overrun or my side by side shotgun, No, I don't have a side by side. I have an over under. Okay, my over under. It's like, yeah, I love that thing, and yeah, put some fucking engraving on it. On my grandpa's A5 from the 30s, that shit's got some engraving on it. Bruce Browning from the factory, like that they did that shit, and it's like, yeah. So college, I think. Here's what we need to talk about: the college loan crisis is directly related to how little engraving there is on firearms these
This
days.
is
And
very true. Yeah.
there needs to be more engraving on firearms and less gender studies graduates.
That would
I
actually
I
fix
would
society.
love
I would
to
totally
have
agree with that.
I would love to have like a 1903, like even like those like those newer versions where they remake like an older firearm, like the 1903 hammerless or like a Smith and Wesson like Model 3. I would love to have one of those with like engravings, mother of pearl, like grips, completely drip the fuck out.
I was super excited for Springfield's attempt at remaking the Browning High Power, but from what I hear, it hasn't really panned out well.
Listen,
Well,
if
I
you have
heard
enough
it's
money to
not
buy
like
that,
art
just
compatible with the original, so it's like,
Yeah, which is especially like, what the hell?
oh yeah, I do want to get a Browning high power. That was like I want a cool older style 9 mil. Like oh Browning high
you
power
can
looks kind of
get
dope.
get the Hungarian FEG. I heard.
Oh
Is
yeah, man.
pretty
I mean,
decent.
you're saying this now as
But
if like I can do any of these things at the moment.
okay, if you want a 1903, bro,
Yeah,
look up
1903.
look up a Ruby on Gunbroker
Yeah.
under $500.
Okay, here's the thing.
An
I'm still in New York,
original.
and I can't even legally buy it off of that site. Illegally, I can't even buy it off of that
Right.
site.
You need to move out of New York. That's what you need to do.
You and me both, they can agree to that, good sir. But I kind of
Which
need to have a job.
you
I,
need to
I, I,
save up money.
I do. See, this whole thing happened where I got another job, and then I went to that job, and
It
I
was porn.
quit. It wasn't porn. If it was porn, I would have been a rich man right now. My whole face would have looked like Scarface at the end of the movie. It was just fucking flour everywhere.
Continue.
It wasn't a cum joke. It was the amount of money I would have had would have get me buy
Sure.
drugs.
Sure, yes.
I realized after your face was like, I'm making
No.
a cocaine reference.
Yeah, no, you made a
But
joke
now
about
I
white stuff
realize-
all over your face, man. Like that's
Yeah.
on you. Like
I'm so used to my own sexual humor now. I'm like, even I wasn't realizing actually I'm making a cum joke.
even I don't realize how gay I am at times.
Even I didn't realize how much of a faggot I just was.
No Shay says, Ben, how do you feel about FN's high power? Well, they're decent. Pricey but decent. Like that's the thing in the gun world. You get what you pay for. I have not shot a Browning high power personally. I have fondled one once, or an FN high power. Excuse me. It was a high power of some sort. It was nice.
The problem with going to a gun store in New York is like there's you have like a couple like boring rifles, but the handgun section is so nice.
Well, that's the thing.
Everything
Like
it's just so cool. Like you just want all of them. Rifles, shotguns, I couldn't care about as much, but pistols, I always love some like. A
the
little bit
one
more.
thing I
Pistols are cool.
loved about the gun store I worked at in New York is their revolver collection was, oh my god, it was beautiful.
Yeah, they just have like all these really like they don't have like any like absurd like cowboy level like.
No. So to be fair, actually, I did manage to finger fuck a Generation 1 Colt single action army that was literally like made and sent to a hardware store in Missouri in 1860. So that was cool.
That's cool.
But
I
the
think
original
I just like handguns more.
What was kind of gay though is like the dude like who owned it originally, or like the guy who owned the shop, and like bless his heart, I just don't agree with this, sent it out to somebody to have it like recase hardened, which I guess, I mean, it makes it operational, but like you also it's like refinishing a vintage piece of furniture. Like it's kind of like you just destroyed some value there, my dude. But you know what can you do?
I think like the oldest handgun I've shot was like a Ruger like Mark II 22 marksman pistol from like the 40s or 50s or something like
Those
that.
things are so great to shoot. Have you ever tried to disassemble one?
Oh no, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Just don't. Right?
That's why I like the Mark IV. Is Ruger was like, all right, we have heard you and we have listened and we have decided, yes, we will make this easier.
Guys,
No, like
that's one thing I learned.
Don't
Disassembling
like,
shit
get inside
sucks.
that shit at all. And but you know, it's like my grandpa's target pistol. You know, it's cool as shit. But like at the same time, like all the other handguns, like for some bizarre reason, my dad is just into like plastic fantastics from the 80s.
Oh
Oh
God.
no, I love.
Does he
those.
have a
I love
nylon
those.
66? I bet he does.
He
I
has
just, I just love that
he
aesthetical
has
shit.
he has a few Glocks and he has a Walther like
Excuse me.
P not a P99 but like the PPQ. Yeah.
Okay.
Um and also FN 57 and stuff like that. Like oddly modern stuff for a boomer. Right?
No, FN57 is absolutely a boomer gun, 100%.
Oh really?
It's like
Yeah.
a rifle bolt and a handgun.
It's like their version of like a futuristic Wunderwaffen, like literally. Like think about it, like the P90 and like the 5.7 round came about in like the 80s, 90s, really
That's
like hitting the
you watch
90s.
Die Hard, you're
It
like, I want
was
a
late
fucking
80s,
hog.
early
It's that-
90s. Yeah.
That was like
Stargate
off
coming
the
out.
yeah, Stargate was coming out. We were like off the heels of the G11, like
That being
I
said,
get it.
I hate
I
this sound
get
like
it
shit.
now.
Fuck that
This
shit.
is coming together. This makes sense. And it's like
Like,
so,
look at all
like-
the, like if you look at like all the old movies, all the like the attachments they have on guns in the like those 80s, 90s movies, they always got the
God.
dumbest shit on them. That like you look at the laser beam thing, and it's like a brick on the side of the gun. And it's like
mhm.
at that point,
No,
just
it's-
see
it's-
better.
it's like a fucking maglite like attachment on top of the entire like firearm that's like obscures the
I-
entire sight.
I am
just
not
like,
gonna lie
why
though.
did
So
people-
I do want a 1911 in like the LA SWAT configuration that Keanu Reeves had in the First Speed. Absolutely for sure. With that big ass maglite flashlight on the end, like yes.
But so it's funny like my dad
Desert Eagle.
my
Yeah, the
dad
fucking big
only
laser
owns
on the
these
the laser
fucking
scope on it.
plastic frame guns.
Yeah.
And then like here I am, like the only guns I bought until recently, like my Glock is the first plastic frame gun. Oh, let me put it somewhere else. My Glock is the first plastic frame
worry.
pistol that I bought. But before that it was fucking SIGs, like the hammer fired SIGs
Mhm.
and 1911s. Those are what I owned prior. And I'm like what's with me going back a generation? Like I feel like my grandfather like fought in World War II kind of shit where I have like a double action Browning so the BDA, the Browning imported the SIG initially as the BDA, the Browning double action.
Excellent.
And it's a fucking I love that pistol. I shot that pistol as my college competition pistol for
I think
4 years.
I think my next firearm acquisition is going to be a shotgun of some sort. I want a semi-auto something. I was thinking a Beretta. Ideally, like the dream would be a Benelli M4, but we'll have to see how
it's
this
not
sales
expensive.
season goes. They are,
A shotgun?
yeah, shotgun, but like Benelli M4 is like the goal. Like that's like, oh yeah, gold standard. But like, I've heard the Beretta's pretty good. I wouldn't mind like a Stoker semi-auto. I hear those aren't bad. Or I was thinking like a Mossberg 930 as well. Maybe
You
not
want
so bad.
tactical or do you want classy?
I want tactical. I don't really want
What was,
classic.
that Russian Sagia? I'm sure there's an American.
No,
version.
Sega. No, I see. When I worked at a gun store, I fondled a Sega 12. Like I test shot one, and like they're not fun to shoot.
You know what's
The
interesting?
Sega rifles
Chinese
are
have
great.
a,
The Sega
Sega
shotgun
rifles.
is-
Sega shotgun, like shooting 12 gauge slugs on a wire stock. I will never forget that. That hurts so bad.
Yeah, no. It's,
I mean, you could not have a wire stock on it. You could have a
True.
standard AK 100 series stock on it.
Which probably would have made it better, and I also could have not shot slugs out of it, but that I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, slugs are a fucking bitch.
Oh
for
my God.
most shotguns. But yeah, okay. So if you want tactical, you want the Benelli.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
I
thoughts?
could do a Mossberg 930, but like Benelli is just Benelli. Like,
No, I mean you'll buy it once, you'll cry once, and it'll be
Exactly.
the only tactical shotgun you ever want.
well,
Period.
given how this sales month is going, I figure I should probably be able to make that a reality. So
Thoughts on like the Galil when it had like the wood grip and like all that shit. That's like
based,
a
very based. I fondled
I
a
would
fully
love
auto.
one.
I shot a full auto Galil recently, and
And
it
they
was
had those in
very smooth.
5.56, right? Or is there variants that had 7.62?
So
They
they
only
do.
really made the Galil in 5.56, the original.
Yeah, the original was just in 5.56.
You're
I
talking
don't know
about the
new
wood
ones,
grip
though.
one. So.
Yeah, because I don't know.
So-
I know some of the new ones have 7.62, if I remember right, and like
Yeah,
I'd like to
the
use
A-
those, but
CE, but yeah.
I want the wood one. And the
So
5.56,
5.56
that's
is
fine
the
by me,
main
but-
caliber. You also do have some 7.62 versions. They also do 5.45s now, which are interesting.
Yeah, fuck that. No, I'm not doing that.
Dude, where are we gonna get fucking ammo for that shit? That's
So
ridiculous.
it's actually still pretty available. Like I thought the same thing, but like you can get it for it's really not that bad.
I mean, I feel like that'd be a fun like AR type beat. Like as not
remember
like
when
as a first.
Smith and
type
Wesson
beat.
made a 5.45 AR?
I do remember that.
Like, what kind of world were we in? And Vladimir Putin was offering to join NATO and stuff like that.
I
What a
remember
world.
that. Dude, so there is a Tom Clancy book, I believe it was The Bear and the Dragon, where the end of the book, basically Russia joins NATO, and Russia and the United States have like a military action against China because China is invading Russia.
Well, yeah, before the whole Ukraine situation, like there was actually like a good reason for both the U.S. and Russia to kind of like be together because Russia and China's like border disputes and eventual like issues with that down the line, and like cultural and like ethnic issues in certain
I
regions
think
like definitely
in
been a thing.
20 or 30 years, we're going to look back at this time period and realize that single-handedly, the corruption of the Biden family and the Democratic Party ruined world peace for a generation.
And also Russian corruption. Let's not forget
So,
the fucking idiots.
Also, Max, real quick, circling back real quick. So right now, I would say the cheapest price, I'm on Ammo Seek right now, and the best price I'm finding for 1,000 rounds of either, it's going to be Red Army Standard 545. For 1,000 rounds, you're basically at $444 or about 44 cents a round. So it's not bad. It's like comparable with 556.
But for that much ammo, you could almost be shooting 308. So
So let's see what 308 would be.
yeah,
Actually,
We should do this. I vote we do this at the end of every podcast. We just like read off ammo prices like it's stocks.
Well, here's the thing. Actually, I have 7.62 by 51
Ooh,
over here.
that's nice.
This was $24 for let's see, 20 rounds. But these are subsonic
yep,
FMJ BT 200 grain.
that's specialty shit right there. But
Yeah.
So
I don't know
no,
why I
so
bought it.
308 right now, cheapest price I'm finding. They only seem to have like 500 round increments for about $289 right now is the cheapest 308 I'm finding. So for
Good
1,000
question.
rounds, that's gonna punch you into like the 580 range, I think.
Real quick.
Okay.
I know what FMJ is. What the
Yeah.
fuck is BT?
Boat tail.
Boattail.
What the fuck is that though?
Supposed to make it more
It
stable
has
in
a
flight.
Yeah, it has
Yeah,
a better ballistic
Subsonic
coefficient.
line
low flying.
ammunition FMJ BT 200 grain 12,096 G.
Not bad. Oh, speaking of by 54, Yimmer, was that 7.62 by 51 or 54?
51.
Okay, just kidding. That's NATO. Just kidding. I was gonna say I thought you said 54, and I was gonna mention that coming soon. My friend who's a gunsmith, their gun store recently acquired a PKM kit, so that will be coming soon to my Instagram.
The sweet smell of like metallic
Dude, so
gas.
having a friend with an SOT is like the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've shot a PPSH. I've shot like I don't know the model H&K, but it was a fully automatic like short barreled H&K like 5.56 rifle, G36, 33. That's it. Probably an H&K 33. It was very short and it's kind of a bitch to control, but it's fun. Full auto Galil, like I get to play with the good shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
an
for me-
RPK.
Like when it comes to pistols, I like all the shits, but like rifles, it's like most of the stuff I like is the older stuff. But like an FAL, but also like the VHS,
FAL, yeah.
that Croatian fucking like FAMAS ripoff. That's the bullpup that I think Springfield just started making like the Hellions.
Yimra,
what they call
you
it now.
need
Springfield
an
doesn't make them; they just import them.
Okay, Max, I think you'll
It's
agree
a
with me
Croat
on
rifle.
you'll agree with me on this. Yimra needs an FNFNC so he can be Al Pacino
Al
from Heat.
Pacino
Yep.
from yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, unpopular opinion about handguns here.
Mm.
I prefer the Taurus 92 to the Beretta
Really?
because it has a frame mounted safety.
Okay, that being said, one's not Italian.
That's fair. However, as a Beretta 92 owner, kill yourself. No. I see. Here's the thing. I would actually argue the Taurus 92 is probably the best handgun Taurus has ever produced. Specifically because they took the Beretta and they were like, hey, frame safety. Because didn't Beretta help them? Like they sold them like the specifications or helped them build those?
They gave them the full tech kit. And
then there you go. Yeah. So they were just like, what if we move the safety? And Beretta's like, you're whatever, Brazilians, do whatever you want. And they did. And it's actually, I would say, probably Taurus's best handgun.
What if we weren't stupid Germans with a frame mounted safety on our P38?
So if you do not have the slide mounted safety. Oh, that's Italian. Wait.
I'm quickly Googling a Tariq pistol. They are not on Gunbroker. Never mind.
Tariq? Like Tariq?
Tariq. Yeah, I was just curious because the shitty fucking.
Jimmer, I'm not gonna lie. If somebody who looks like you walked into a gun store I worked at and asked for a Tariq handgun, I'd probably run 2 background checks on you just to be safe.
You'd be like, oh, this guy was like Saddam's fucking like great grandson.
Word. But like there are certain brands of handguns. Listen, if somebody, I'm sorry to say, kind of brown or Mediterranean looking comes into a gun store and asks for certain brands of pistols like Sphinx handguns, Pharaoh handguns, Taurus anything, Jimenez, like you can rest assured, or 32 ACP, you can rest assured some sort of crime is happening in the next 24 hours. Like 100%.
Like cool Middle Eastern-ish area like firearms companies.
Oh, Middle Eastern, you have
just general.
Canik kind of comes to mind, but they're Turkish. That's not really Middle East. You can get like surplus Egyptian stuff. You can get surplus Syrian stuff, but it's not very good. Like old school, like
Iraq was producing the most firearms out of the Middle East for a long time.
This is true,
and most of them are actually Serbian kits. So like
you can also
provide all the technical details for to set up the Iraqi arms production.
Didn't Egypt also produce like some decent AKs? Like I think my friend had like an Egyptian underfolder that was actually pretty decent.
Oh, yeah, Egypt has a really interesting firearms history because they would get tech details from the Swedes and from
that's right
in the Cold War. So first it was from like the Swedes. They would get like the Hakim set up, and then in the Cold War later on they got the and the fucking crazy thing about the Hakim, the Egyptian Hakim, was they had a Swedish rifle and German Mauser configuration because they were like, oh yeah, we got that lying around.
Parkour.
And then they went to fucking AKs, and I think they went with like the Yugo kit as well on that, like so Serbian basically. They got the Serbian details on that.
Excellent.
I'm just surprised none of those countries have had like a large, like making their own stuff, like officially to manufacturing, not like contracted out or anything like that.
I would actually love an Afghani, a Syrian or an Afghani like STG 44 or an FG 42. One of those would be great.
Those aren't domestically produced. Those are
no, obviously.
I read about that, and it was like basically they had like 5,000 of these things, and basically they were using them until like I think I want to say it was like 2019. They stopped using it because they just didn't have the ammo for it anymore. Like there was 5,000 of these guns, give or take, and they just ran out of ammo for it. So they're like, okay, we can't use these. Back to the normal AK for why? Which also it's like as if there isn't enough AKs lying around as is. That they like have to hand out these fucking old ass guns. But over there,
well, you know what it was? It was fucking Israel had some surplus STGs.
Well,
of course they did.
A lot of these guys, like ISIS or any of these other groups, like as long as there's enough ammunition for something, they'll use it. But also, there are certain guys who are like higher ups, say like either a commander or like just any good rank that's in the field. they'll use like any really cool like unique weapon. Yet again, as long as they have ammo for it, because it shows like it's kind of like a flex around their troops. Like, oh, I mean, like there was that one picture of like a ISIS guy or something who had an F-2000. Like, bro, how the fuck are you even able to maintain those? Like, how many F-2000s are in like just a general anywhere outside of like whatever fucking European country
Belgian.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, how many? I mean, I know there's a lot of like joint task force operations, especially during the Iraq.
F-2000s are very weird.
Don't underestimate FN's ability to produce off the books weapons and funnel them through Portugal and fucking like Mozambique into the Middle East.
In my head, it's usually just like basically just joint task force operations. You know, like many European countries were involved in the Iraq, Afghan, you know, those two conflicts. So I'm sure some of these bases had like guys using them.
Dude, the Iran-Iraq war, it was literally like that photo of those like rich dudes watching the monkeys fight.
Yeah, no, I meant to say Iraq, Afghan war, but I realized I said Iran. But like the amount of
there was no Iraq, Afghan war.
Oh, you mean the war on terror?
Yeah, that's why I say Iraq, Afghanistan. To be fair, you can involve a bunch of other countries once you say that. But I mean like the two majorest conflicts where our own troops, as well as many joint like NATO task force groups are involved. To the point that Japan.
Fun fact: probably one of the first times they actually had troops in the field, about like 900 guys. They were actually being protected by other people, even though they are soldiers, because they're a defense force. There's like 900 of them, and I think they were mostly there for like logistics or like aid stuff. They weren't there like as a military force, but they are military guys that they sent.
Japan's the JDSF is literally constitutionally forbidden from offensive actions.
Yeah, so that's why like when they're over there, like I'm sure were armed to like, you know, but they technically had to have people defend them. Like they wanted to make sure the mission was definitely not for anything aggressive, and which is a little silly. I always say like, yeah, war is bad and like less conflicts is always better, but you kind of need to have at least one group or at least a small group that has had actual combat experience of some kind. Like that's why like a lot of these European countries would throw like one of the more like well trained units that probably either did mostly anti-terror shit to Afghanistan and Iraq, just so they had a unit that's actually been in combat, knows what they're doing. Because imagine like you're say like European countries never fought, like your entire military has not fought a war since the 70s, and only people who have are higher up officers or retired vets.
70s. Try fucking try
40s.
The 40s.
Yeah,
well, I'm saying I'm not trying to give like because there's certain countries that like have like
well
Portugal,
no okay
Portugal
you go
fight wars for a while, for example.
Yeah,
like,
yeah
certain countries that,
that's fair.
There's certain countries that haven't fought a war since World War II, and other ones that have fought wars maybe in the 80s, 70s, 90s, or they've just had anti-terror issues, or like you have municipal police that are closer to like general combat outside of like riot control. But like if your military force has not have had been if there's not a single soldier in all of your Japanese military that has not been shot at in combat, it's a little troubling as far as the military force. Doesn't mean they can't be good. Training is good, but you need some.
What they don't talk about is the number, like even in Afghanistan in the 80s against the Soviets.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk about how many fucking Japanese dudes were there, like not undercover necessarily, but like off the books, basically. Like there have been Japanese guys fighting in every.
I imagine a lot of those guys are probably just like fucking the like either last gasp of those fucking imperialist cunts, or people who are really into that, like, oh,
you mean I can go to desert and fight different people than me for Japan? Not in any way what they sound like, and probably not the reason they want to.
To be fair, there'd be probably nothing scarier than a Japanese like imperialist on the side of a terror group in the Middle East. That is probably the scariest
like in the 80s
right now.
There were Japanese dudes with embedded with the Mujahideen against the Soviets.
Right? That's the actual reason.
Side by side with Al Qaeda and stuff.
So here's the thing. So those Stinger missiles was actually a psyop. So Japanese American relations could stay strong. We never gave any Stinger missiles. They just had a bunch of Japanese guys do a bunch of fucking computer nerd tech shit onto an RPG, and they were just like, okay, now you'll
point it at helicopter, and it lock on.
So they just hack the rockets, basically.
Yalla. I'm just being extremely racist to as many
That's fine.
ethnic groups
That's
as
fine.
possible.
I don't think we've ever been as racist to any group as Yimra has been to Japanese people in his impressions.
So
in the last,
Yimra's
like,
new nickname
minute.
is FDR. So that's what's happening now.
Oh, I don't like that. I think that guy should have killed himself.
Yeah, I wish polio was stronger.
Supposedly he even had polio. He had like some other disease that was like very closely mirrored it. If I remember reading a thing a while ago, which means
He-
nothing to anybody.
he
Someone
had,
should have Googled it.
He had the itis.
Listen, he's not Teddy Roosevelt, which I know also did bad things, but Teddy Roosevelt was more based, and therefore I don't give a shit.
Fair.
Teddy
On
Roosevelt
that
was the
note-
first man to have a black man at the White House, so you know what? More based.
Makes him less
FDR.
based, actually. Sorry.
Can't relate.
FDR
Couldn't be
couldn't
me.
even. FDR wouldn't even stand for the flag.
Yeah,
okay?
seriously. He wouldn't stand for the troops. He wouldn't stand for
He
the
had a plan in
flag.
Patriots 1776 in here right now.
Seriously.
He's talking
On
about
On that note, boys, I think this has been a wonderful episode, and I think this is a great note to end it on. Do you guys have any closing thoughts?
Japanese stereotypes.
Other than that, you racist fuck.
Oh no, we need to help Arab to.
Max, any
bad for
closing
any Asian
thoughts
watching.
before we get canceled?
Oh, that one's too
Just-
far. All right, okay.
I'm just glad to be the less racist Max around these parts. We haven't really had more racist Max on.
We should, but
We
he's
should.
too busy taking care of his half Mexican child.
And feeding his pit bull every small child in like
Yeah.
Planned Parenthood daycare.
Max is
Listen.
secretly feeding his pit bull white children so that his half white, half Mexican diaspora can take over Texas.
Listen, some
He's making
God
more
made
base
pit
now.
bulls so some 4-year-olds don't have to wait to go to heaven.
All dogs go to heaven, especially pit bulls, for what they do for, send them right there early.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful evening. And, as always, taxation is theft.